Hey traders, hello and welcome to another edition of Crypto Lab with Alex. As you know, every Thursday we are diving into the crypto space. Lots of news for the last couple of days with the Fed meeting yesterday. So let's dive in. As usual, you can type in some of your crypto pairs if you like me to look at it afterwards. And let's start by looking the current macro environment, which we looking for the last couple of weeks in this crypto lab to be less favorable for the crypto space, especially with the recent Fed meeting yesterday, where Jerome Powell was trying not pretty much to play on a safe side and say that they are currently just observing, but that they are seeing a possible move up in rates. Dot plot, which is a kind of an individual outlook of the members of the committee on the interest rates, was looking for the raise up to 1.5 or 1.75 in 2023. They also talked about the potential tapering when they see the data kind of arrive on the point when they are able to start tapering or withdrawing liquidity. Market reacted relatively sharp, especially US dollar, which we will look. And let's dive in first into some news, and then let's go to the charts. Let's move and see some of the things that we are usually looking. As you know, I'm looking this CoinDesk, which is pretty good for the latest crypto developments. Not much there, especially we are seeing also some news of Ethereum layer 2 demand. Institutional investors have arrived on Polygon. We also have seen that the banks edge closer to Ethereum 2.0 staking. You know that we are coming very soon into that point. Some comments about the Fed shifting policy, which we have seen yesterday. The news mostly revolves about the news regarding the Fed. We are not seeing any new inflows from institutions, at least in a Bitcoin, and we have been talking about that in regards of rates, in regards of stock market and margin spillover to the crypto space. And also if the stocks in the couple of weeks starts to move a little bit stronger on the downside, that will definitely not be favorable for the stocks, because we know that they move in synchronicity due to liquidity, and if they tight liquidity in some months ahead, that definitely won't be so good. So we need to see generally a blockchain space develop further. So I will just show you one more thing, which is, I think it's interesting for you to read. This is the one article for the CBDC authorities, so Bank on Digital Currencies to Take Back Control from Crypto. Maybe you can start and look this article. It was issued by Euronews. Okay, so you can also um, dive in and read regarding the CBDCs and look how they can affect the crypto space, what the central banks are actually planning. And actually, I see in this article they also are planning to introduce some type of a smart contracts in this CBDC, which will definitely make some kind of a competition for a crypto space. And this is actually what this article is about. So I advise you to read this one. It's a very nice outlook on the CBDC issuance and where we are in that process. It's relatively big, so not so you can read it in a couple of minutes. As regards of what I was talking about in the scenery of the current news. I already explained it. It's basically the same stuff. Everything revolves by the Fed and liquidity into the system. If we look the current Bitcoin dominance chart, we are seeing that our wave count is working pretty good for now. We were looking for some potential pullback in the fourth wave in the Bitcoin on this potential five-wave move to the downside. We are looking all of this as a expanded flat down to this 36 level. And from the highs around 73.44, we are looking this development as a potential five-wave move with the third wave already finished, and we are in some type of a consolidation in this fourth wave. We still don't know what the pattern might be, but in general, it can be ABC, it can be also some complex, or we also can see a triangle here. And I think that as long as we trade below this levels a little bit more on the upside, where is the wave count invalidation? But I was looking for these support levels from here. I don't think this will be run over on the upside. And I think we're gonna kind of stay for some time here and then reverse and make this last move down for the time being in a Bitcoin in regards of other cryptos, and actually complete this altcoin move higher with this fifth wave, and then Bitcoin might start to pull back higher a little bit on a stronger note, more than altcoins. So we are still tracking this wave count already from kind of a mid of beginning or mid of 2019, 2020, and it has been developing pretty nicely in regards of this pattern. So we are going to continue to follow through these current developments. If we look also some of the developments from today, I'm going to show you a gold chart. And the gold is pushing down pretty much intensely in the last 24 hours. And we have been a little bit cautious pronouncing this a possible continuation of the gold on the upside. We were waiting for a clear five-wave pattern, which we didn't see yet completed. And then from there, yesterday, there it goes. This is a very sharp move to the downside from levels around 1,900, which was close to this high. We are trading almost at 1,780, which is a pretty sharp reversal on gold. So we, by deciphering this potential move to the downside, we can say that we can potentially now say that move on the upside is pretty limited, and that we are going to be in some type of a larger correction, which we are looking as our reserve count. Our original notion for the possible five-wave move is going to reach a wave count invalidation very soon, and this wave count will be basically moving out of the picture, and we will focus more on this one. As regards of a dollar, we are seeing a move on the upside. This is the dollar index chart. So we are actually starting to trace potentially a five-wave move, which will actually mean that this is either part of this, but I will label this as a failed fifth. Why? Because we have been moving down in dollar from 2020, from March, and it is a potentially viable that this last low, actually we didn't see it below this 89.10, is a five-wave move which finished here. So I will start to track a potential ABC pullback, which will look something like this, which will actually tell us that we are going to see a little bit of more strength in a dollar in the last couple of months, even up to the end of 2021. That will be definitely hammered if we see a five-wave move, especially until this resistance levels, which is around 94.33. So I will observe developments, although I must say that if we look some comparison charts, Bitcoin and dollar, I mean, it has influence, but I think that the stock market and the margin liquidity, or actually the liquidity into the system, has to do more with the price movements in cryptos than actually dollar. It has some effects, but I don't think it's that big as the stock market and potential liquidity into the system. Of course, it has to have some influence because we are looking at the Bitcoin dollar par, and they dollar pair, and they should have some type of correlation. If the dollar goes up, Bitcoin should at least to some extent move lower. Okay, so I want also to show you one more chart, which I will just pull out now. And I've been showing this on the Crypto Lab for the last, I think, already for a couple of months. We need to track this because, as I said, this macro environment starts to play a pretty significant role in the crypto space. And as regards of the inflation, I've been showing this chart, which even in the beginning of my thesis, when we were trading around 60, 62, 64K, that we are going to go through some inflationary period, and that I'm not predicting, but I'm expecting a consolidation in a Bitcoin, which actually started a couple of weeks ago. You can revisit the Crypto Labs, which I did a couple of weeks ago, or even I think it was 2 months ago. And you can hear my macro analysis and how these influences that are going now on a macro scene might influence, and why do I think that the Bitcoin is in a crypto winter, and that we are going to see a larger correction for the next couple of months. So the chart is about German 10-year price. So this is the German 10-year Bund, and the chart is about price, not about the yields, simply because the wave counts or the wave developments are a little bit more observable on the price chart. And I said that we are going to be in some inflationary environment going sideways for the next year or two, as long as we trade above this support zone. This is starting to become more and more obvious as this pattern develops, because we only have a 3 waves down, and we are starting to push on this RSI on the upside. So it's possible that either we stay in this triangle for a year, year and a half, and then deflationary starts to kick in again, because if we are going to see the Bund prices moving up, the yields will move down, especially in Europe. I don't think the same situation will be in US, because the US economy is a little bit more vibrant. So I'm expecting a little bit more yields on the upside in US than in Europe. But actually, you can see the overall tone that I think that the Fed is on the right track, observing the current inflation as a transitory one, and that as the demand is picking up everywhere, as the economy is recovering from COVID, we are starting to go more into travel and chasing goods and services. The supply side naturally is not ready for that. So for some time, until the economy balance itself, we are going to see more of these inflationary pressures. And I expect in a couple of months, more in January 2022, that we are going to function potentially in a full, almost recovered economy from COVID, at least to more than 60% of it, and that these supply side channels will balance itself with the demand, and that larger forces of demographic and technology will kick in again. And actually, when the COVID crisis is fully behind us, I'm seeing these two forces starting to act again and produce again deflationary environment, pushing the yields lower. Okay, so let's go to the charts and see what is going on the crypto markets. Also, this YouTube Crypto Lab is featured by Trading Analysis, a fabulous team of the Elioticians. Todd, Bennett, and Terry are more on the stock side. I'm looking more on a crypto side. Of course, we help each other. So if you like to visit our crypto service, you can go to our website. We have lots of features in our member area. We have a members webinar, which we had on, usually we have it on Tuesday, and we have lots of short-term updates. One of the handy things we discovered on Discord is actually that you can stream there. So what we do actually, we have a crypto stream channel where we give to our members in the Discord community short-term updates and kind of a short-term trades, which was fabulous. I didn't know about that feature, so we included that as well. So if you like to have some trial, you can go and visit us. If you want to check us out, you can have a trial for a month or half a month and actually see how our crypto service is functioning. I'm going to show you the larger time frame wave count on the Bitcoin as we start usually our crypto markets overlook. So let me start with the Bitcoin and the thesis that we were looking for the last couple of months, that Bitcoin is going to go through some challenging times. And on this higher time frame, this thesis is pretty much valid. I'm still gonna look for this fourth wave pullback that we are in. I'm still gonna stay bullish on cryptos, okay? There is a few questions here in a sense how this fourth wave will actually unfold. If this was a sideway, then more directional correction, we might have just an ABC, and in around October, September, October, we might post these new lows around 20,000 and continue higher. But we still don't know that yet. So we are trying to see, will this move down will develop in a full five-wave sequence. And in that case, we will have a little bit more easier job because we will be more clear. We might have a relatively simple ABC pullback here in this fourth wave down to this nice base channel support and 38.2% retracement, which is a usual stopping place and a kind of a support for the fourth waves pullback. So how this will unfold, it will be a five-wave move down, three-wave pullbacks in B, and then we will have another five-wave move to this support, and there it will be a key support level. I would not like to see Bitcoin moving further lower because one of my horror scenarios, as my members are calling it, chart will kick in. I will still not talk about that. It's still early. But we have also some scenarios which are looking for a little bit lower levels if we try to challenge this wave count invalidation around 13,000, 14,000. I don't think we will go there. For now, I'm going to track still a possibility of this fourth wave pullback either in a simple or in a more complex ways, which can be also in some type of a, let's say a triangle also. Motive wave doesn't give me immediately here a triangle, but it will look something like this, which will span across time in a treacherous kind of a fourth wave sideways consolidation, keeping this 29 levels as a support, and then we will continue higher. So for now, as regards of our timing, the correction is taking a pretty much time now. We started this in April 14 and we are now already in June 13, so it's already 2 months correction. And I think even if we account a simple one, which will be an ABC, we should go a month or two more, and even 3 months more until this unfolds, maybe September, October, if we have something more on a simple way. If we have something more as a triangle or a complex one, we might even go to December, January of 2022 and then slowly starts to move on the upside. So remember, guys, when you have such a undeciding sideways price action or a correction, the recovery will not be so fast. I've been seeing a crypto community potentially hoping that this recovery on the upside will last and it's going to be fierce. As we have seen in the past, every correction was bought. But if you consider that we are in a larger pause, this recovery cannot go so fast on the upside, especially if you have the macro environment in the potential scare of the liquidity withdrawal by the Fed. Okay, so to buy Bitcoin further, we have to have some new impulse. We have to have some new money coming in. We have seen actually outflows from 1.2 trillion to now close to 700 billion. So we are short almost half a trillion of money. And to move Bitcoin further on the upside, we need to see more money coming in. We have a German funds which will be available to start buying cryptos at the 1st of July or 14th of July. Don't take me, I will have to check that. And that's a good development. We will see how they will react in this new stimulus or withdrawal stimulus environment, looking on the crypto space. But definitely, I don't see for now this recovery to be portrayed as the kind of a before ones when you had a sharp recovery on the upside. And I think that the crypto community, at least something that I'm looking, is doesn't account this much, expecting this recovery to be so fast as before. So I'm going to continue to track my overall thesis for the larger time and price correction. And I think that for now we have been relatively successful in kind of predicting this macro environment and the possible small crypto winter ahead. As regards of the recovery, it is my point a little bit far away, but I just want to make one point. If you're gonna see recovery, it's not going to be immediate one, as the crypto space is usually portraying. It is going to be at first very slow, a kind of a five-wave move, and then you can expect the starting of that recovery to be a faster one. But I'm expecting this either to be some disruption again into economy, or some new developments into crypto space from the regulatory perspective, that we see new investors piling in and actually produce this beautiful potential five-wave move on the upside, from which we are looking to be from 120K to even 150, 70K on the upside. Depends where this fourth wave actually finished. As we talk of Ether or Ethereum, is pretty much the same thing. I had a very nice discussion on the members webinar with one of our members, which is very much into very deep Ether developments, and we have been talking about different stuff that is going on in Ether project and the scarcity potentially in future. But the same thing, market cap fell down, and we need to see from where the money will come after this potential fifth wave development on the upside. We need to have some inflows, okay? And after almost a 5,000% move on the upside, I'm not expecting as well on Ether that even we are going to get many improvements on this project. I'm not expecting so soon that we start to go towards this pretty much high levels. And I think the next move on Ether, as long as we hold this wave count that I'm portraying here, will have the biggest rise percent wise from all of these moves on the upside. Okay, so I'm going to revisit a smaller time frame on Bitcoin and Ether and show you what I see on a smaller time frame. But in general, I still think, as well as in Bitcoin, that the Ether is going to drive a little bit of a crypto fans on a sideways note, and we are going to see also potentially directional ABC or more complex triangles here to pair this with this wave 2. One of the levels also might be here. We are seeing potentially September, October 2021. So I'm also tracking this very closely. And I'll be looking, especially if we go down to these levels around 1,300, I think it's going to be a good levels for Ether and some stable longer term support there. And then we might meander or go sideways a little bit more until we see this beautiful move on the upside starts to kick in for the next year or so in 2022 or 2023. So in general, I have seen some cryptos holding very well, which I like very much. These projects I like very much. I'm going to show you a little bit of shorter time frames. We have been shorting Bitcoin here. We captured some move on the downside. We are looking here also either this to be finished or a little bit more on the upside. So I'm not sure that this correction here on a smaller time frame, it's still finished. So we are looking for either a complete five-wave move, as I said before, and there is still room from that because the time elapsed in a wave 2 is still within the borders that we are looking in a potential wave 4. Okay, so we are at the 200 time limits here. 2618 is one of the last resorts that we like to see for the fourth wave time development compared to the wave 2. So I don't think we're going to go that far. Honestly, I'm looking this as a very complex corrective move. This is the W, and then we have a very complex X wave in 5 waves down in A, triangle in B, and a move down in C, reaching the usual levels for this type of intermediate triangle, which is the 0.618. And then from there, I see only a 3-wave move up, potentially finished or a little bit more upside on it. So my fib ratio cluster is around from 41 to 43K. So I'm looking very carefully what is going on here, but I'm ready to react if I see something more exuberant to the downside, to place this fourth wave here, pronounce this correction over, and start looking for a potential another 5-wave development towards this 26, 27K, where we might see a larger support and potentially finish of this first 5-wave sequence, and from there we might see a pullback. Okay, so that is on a Bitcoin. And on Ether, same thing. It is a little bit different structure. In a case, I'm looking, as in Bitcoin, a little bit more move on the upside. This looks like an intermediate triangle in a B wave after a 5-wave move. So I'm looking for a 5 waves up in A on a 3-hour chart. And I'm looking this as a side wave. Or the same thing, 5 waves down in A, triangle B down in C. And then I will look for a little bit of a recovery before we continue to the downside in some potential C wave. My key support levels here are resting between 800 and 1000, 1200. And I still think, as I said, we are in this fourth wave, which will, I think, take a little bit more time to develop. And I don't think that recovery after this humongous move on the upside of 5,000% will be that quick, either on the macro environment or on the recovery in market in Ether crypto market cap. Okay, anyhow, when this correction is finished and we stay in this boundary, actually spending time there, and more we spend time in a sideways correction here, the more it will be obvious that in one point Ether will start to move further on the upside, and that we are going to see after this pullback a very nice 5-wave development in a future movement of Ether. Okay guys, so that's my Ether and Bitcoin. I did also a little bit of macro environment. I showed you also gold, dollar index and news. Looking this again, developments on CBDC or central bank digital currencies, where China is already very advanced. If we look this potential liquidity shortage which might come and which markets already react, I don't know if that will happen. Maybe Fed wants to push only the narrative to kind of slow down this big move up in stocks. We will see that by data. But anyhow, I think that some of the market participants will consider Fed to be serious, and in their actually narrative that they will move slowly rates if they are conditioned for it, and they will taper the QE. And that also might affect, and also, as I said before, if we move from the lockdown, some people will take their money from the crypto space, go have some vacation, go out of the trading desk. We have been stuck with the COVID crisis already for a year and a half in trading. We need some space, guys. We need to go and have a little bit of vacation, spend some money, and enjoy life after this COVID crisis. And after we come back on this trading stations, then we can assess again how the things will unfold. Okay, guys, so tell me what is about you want to see. I will just show you a few more, which I see it's holding very good. I like ADA very much, also Polkadot. They are exactly portraying the wave counts. We have been looking in a crypto lab for the last couple of months. I'm looking and I'm cheering actually that ADA goes as much as it can in this fourth wave, so I can try to kind of gain a cheaper prices and accumulate ADA in a bigger amount for this potential 5-wave move on the upside. The wave count here is very clear. 5 waves up in one, down in two, and we are in some type of a 4th wave pullback, either a sideway or directional. And I think after that we are going to go either to this 530, 566, or even more up to 1517, which will be pretty awesome. Usually we have 2 FIB targets, and we are tracking the 5-wave development when it starts. Many of the other cryptos I like, it's portraying the same, actually the same pattern. I like Polkadot as well. I'm cheering for the lower prices, and it seems that we are gonna get to this second wave pullback, which was, as you know, by tracking the crypto lab, my outlook for the last also couple of weeks. This is a pretty corrective for now. We might get a little bit more on the upside, but then I think we're gonna go into this 10-8 area, which will be a phenomenal place potentially for Polkadot to find support and continue on the upside. Okay, guys, so let me spend some time with you. Hey, Wilson, what's up? Manjit Singh, volume. I think volume is good. I will try to enhance it a little bit more. Is it better now? 1 2 1 2. Hey, Manjit, is it better now? As I see Wilson, hello. Paul McCartney, hello. Screen not changing. It was changed, so that was fine. I see a lot of requests regarding T-Fuel. Okay, so let's look T-Fuel, very popular one lately. So let me just find T-Fuel and look at it for you. T-Fuel is yeah, so T-Fuel is looking for now nice. Sure, I will show you my full screen. Okay, so let's look at T-Fuel from the Elliott wave perspective. And I see, no, this is Theta, sorry. Oh, that's that one, okay, that's fine. I think I have it on a multi-wave as well. Let me just look. Maybe I have it so I can do it pretty much more easily than on these other screens. Let me, did I found it or not? I know I found Kusama, which is great because I can do analysis here much more easily. I don't remember I found T-Fuel. Let me try. Whoa, I think we have it, which will make our job easier. So it's definitely there. Let me just find it here. This is not that one, definitely. This is not the one. T-Fuel, TUSD. So, okay, so let's go on this one. Let's not waste time. I think this is the proper chart, and please guys confirm me if it is. I think it portrays the current price action. So if we start to look what is going on there, we potentially can see that we are in some type of a minor degree third wave, that we are going to see some correction here in fourth wave and in a fifth wave. So it looks pretty nice for now. We are trading pretty much very far in impulsive fashion. This move on the upside might be finished soon because you can see here the 5-wave sequence already kind of developing and already potentially approaching this 1618 fib ratio, which we usually look as the potential stopping place in this move on the upside. So if you look the smaller time frame, maybe this is a 1-2 up in 3 consolidation in 4 and 5. So I will decrease the degree of this and change the color so you can have orientation for yourself and actually see what is going on here. So I might be looking for a little bit more upside and then maybe some type of a corrective pullback here. So it's pretty much straightforward. As you can see, we had seen a nice move on the upside. Base channel is basically also holding, as you can see, this levels to kind of not going on the downside. You see how we bounced nicely around this base channel, which now acts as a support. But eventually, I think after we complete this, we are potentially going to see some type of corrective pullback, but it still looks bullish. And it's a very nice pattern potentially developing here. Okay, let me see what you more have for me. Okay, Theta. Theta, I think I have also, yeah, the same thing. Theta didn't change much. We are still seeing a consolidation, even if we remove everything out of the picture here. You will see that there is only 3 waves down, and we are actually also as the same place as on the other. If we look on a multi-wave, I think Theta is also in the, we have a little bit shorter data with Binance, but Theta is still in some type of a consolidation. I don't see any signs, at least yet, that this is over. So we might go in some type of a WXY. This is X and we go lower. It is still unclear, as in Bitcoin and Ether, how this pattern will develop, or we are in some type of a larger triangle and then we go on the upside. So in my book, it is still bullish. It is just need to overcome this hurdle of this corrective process before it starts to move further on the upside. So Theta looks good in my book. Wave 2 triangle. Wave 2 cannot be a triangle. Vijantas. Wave 2s are never triangle, and there is no any either Elliott wave introduction course or any book which will tell you that Elliott wave has in any point of its existence as a triangle in a second wave. So nada, it cannot happen. Let me look one of the other requests that you have. You're pretty quiet guys today. I see just a few requests. So I'm gonna give you few mine once more, and hit the like button to help us to raise the awareness of this contact, which will help also other potentially traders and us as well. Since you don't have any more requests, I will do a couple of more, and then we can close up this review. Let me look Matic, which is, I also like very much, and Matic is pretty bullish on the upside. There is a wave 1 and 2, and then further 1-2 subdivision, which is usually very bullish. The base channel reacted pretty nicely here, and we have been going nicely from this base channel support to the upside up to this fib ratio resistance, and now we are still sideways. Still we cannot tell which type of correction this is. I think it's on the end it's going to be some type of a triangle, or even I will cheer actually as well that Mati comes to this baseline again to 0.33, which I will buy probably a nice amount of it, but I doubt we will go that low. I think we're gonna stay sideways and then continue on the upside. Here on this wave count, Matic has a lot of room, but after this obvious third wave, when I squeeze this, you can actually see the character of the third wave and the angle of ascent. So after this fourth wave is finished in one form or the other, we're gonna go upside, and then we're going to have also another fourth wave on a larger degree pullback, and then we're going to go further upside. So that's for now is our outlook on Matic, and I think that this is a very bullish chart with the two hiccups in these fourth wave corrections and potentially further continuation. What would you like to submit, Alpha? Which type of feedback when the feed is finished or the crypto lab is finished? You can put some comments. Of course, they has to be normal in the respective of other people which will look at this, and also in the respective of us. So if you like to comment, you can do it freely. When the crypto lab is finished, you will have a comment section. And also you can write there. I have seen lots of people posting some promotions, so we delete this because it is rude. Why would you promote some other materials or on our crypto lab? We never do that on other channels, and it's a pretty rude thing to do. So we tend to delete this immediately. So if some guys are watching it, which are posting that on our channel, please don't do it, guys, because it's rude. It's not a very nice thing to do. Okay, so engine, yeah, see Luis. So let's look the engine coin. Engine one coming for you, especially on the Crypto Lab, featured by Trading Analysis. Let's find engine coin. Where is my engine coin here? So many coins anymore. I mean, I'm spending. Here it is. Okay. So same situation with the engine coin. Okay. So as you can see here, still a consolidation or a more complex. In my book, engine coin, this is a little bit lesser data, but it's good for the current sequence. So I see a 5 waves up in 1, down in 2, 5 waves up in 3, reaching 1618, and now we are consolidating. So it's still some type of a IBC, maybe triangle X, and then one more push lower, or we're going to continue meander, as we call it, that movement, like undecisive sideways movement, still in this fourth wave. And upon completion, I think also engine will be kind of a nice one for the further upside. Okay, so algo, let's see algo. Algo is here. Not much of a price action. We had a wave counting validation here. In a sense, if you want to count this in respective of this higher term developments. But if we consider this to be 1, 2 and still developing in a third wave, we can consider this to be 1, 2 up in 3, 4, and 5. I don't like a further development in algo to be more in a fourth wave kind of more time consuming, because the wave 2 was short. But it's possible on some event algo can kind of go out without the spectrum of the lower prices and to continue in this fifth wave. We still cannot confirm that. As you can see, we have only 3 waves up. There is a move up, which pretty much looked like a 3-wave move, which is kind of troubling me for the bullish outcome. And then we also had equality here, which we usually measure as a measured move and a corrective move. So I would like to see on algo as much as fast as we can, or in some couple of weeks, some type of price action on the upside and go out of this equality barrier that we are seeing now. Not very kind of a promising chart for now. Maybe it's still in its early way of development, but I would like to confirm this thesis by further continuing up towards this 1618, which we usually have for the third wave target. And I want the price action to move out of these equality levels, which was pretty much holding algo to continue further. Takrit, Bitcoin was done for almost 10 minutes. So if you can, just wait Crypto Lab to finish, and you can look at it all over as much as you like. Anton, hey Anton, I see you like to see myth, okay, Mithril. I doubt I look at that coin, so let me look for you Mithril. Always nice to see a new one. Okay, symbol is this. Well, nice move on the downside, and then we have only 3-wave move on the upside. Well, whenever you are faced with this situation, although the wave 3 was moving nicely on the upside, 3 waves down, still we are not confirming the further move on the downside. So as long as we trade, and we did wave count invalidation on the lower side, if this is not leading diagonal on the downside, which I think still maybe it's not. So let's take this with reservation. Potentially, if we hold these levels, we don't do any wave count invalidation, which is one of the first rules in the Elliott wave methodology. We can consider this to be wave 1 and 2 up in 3, and we are going to look for more consolidation here in wave 4, and potentially, as long as we stay in this range, tracing out 3 waves up and down, we are going to take a probability in this moment. So I'm very emphasizing this in this moment for Mithril to be, after a consolidation, pretty much on the bullish side. Okay, guys, so thank you on the attention. Hit the like button for us. That will help, and I hope you're going to have a nice rest of the day and the week. See you next week on the Crypto Lab. If you have some comments or requests, either send us an email or write in the comments below. And we wish you a nice weekend and see you next time.